Donald Trump Jr. might be the least self-aware human being on the entire planet, quite possibly in the history of all of humanity. Last night on Sean Hannity's propaganda program on Fox News, Donald Trump Jr. went on there and whined about the fact that he's not Hunter Biden and therefore can't use his father's name to make money. Here's a clip.
Imagine, look at how the media protects Joe Biden. Joe Biden's on tape in a quid pro quo. Either you fire him in 6 hours or you're not getting the $1 billion. Fire him, you get the $1 billion. Quid pro quo. Then you got, do you know anything about Ukraine? No. Anything about energy? Nope. Oil? Nope. Gas? Nope. Millions of dollars. Oh, that was the guy that Joe demanded to be fired. Yeah. Imagine if that was, your name was Hunter Biden. Except
I wish my name was Hunter Biden. I could go abroad, make millions off of my father's presidency. I'd be a really rich guy. It would be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, poor Donald Trump Jr. not being able to cash in on his father's name. And his father's name, by the way, in case anybody forgot, is Donald Trump. But Donald Trump Jr. has earned everything that he has gotten in his own life. It is not the result of literally having his father's name, not just last name, the whole frickin' name. Here's the thing. Donnie Jr. knows he's lying. He knows he is gaslighting America to make us think we're the ones going insane. But really, it's him and his family and his father's administration. But he does that because it's projection. You know, there has been, even though this aired late yesterday evening, there's been lots of great analysis about this. And people have pointed out the fact that he is projecting all of his own corruption onto Hunter Biden. Because, folks, let's not forget, Hunter Biden has never once been accused of doing anything illegal. The investigation into the firm he went to work for happened long before Hunter Biden went over there. And in fact, it was because the prosecutor was not aggressively going after that company and plenty of others that everybody wanted the prosecutor gone, including Joe Biden. So no, as Sean Hannity points out, that's not necessarily a quid pro quo. That was what the global community, including folks at the UN, wanted to happen. It had nothing to do with Hunter Biden, but they want you to think it did. But more importantly, let's get back to what Donnie Jr. said there. Oh, if only my name was Hunter Biden, I'd be using that name, my daddy's name, to go overseas and make millions. You do realize that you are now running the Trump organization, along with your idiot brother Eric, that has plenty of properties overseas that you're pulling in the profits from. And the only reason anybody's going there is because on the outside of the building it says Trump. Your name is literally pulling in millions of dollars overseas that you now get, you idiot. But again, he's gaslighting us. He wants us to talk about this. He wants us to point out how crazy and stupid he is because it distracts from the fact that his father is very clearly a criminal. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.